There have been several bills this year already that have had committee hearings with less than 24 hours notice. Legislators have commented that they didn't even have time to read the written testimony. Do you think it's fair to Kansans for these bills to be rushed through without their input and without legislators having adequate time to evaluate? Thank you.
Ray, thanks for coming out again. Ray was a constituent when I had Hodgman County. I still view you as a constituent. You're right. You know, communication's tough in our chamber, and sometimes we legislators feel a little blindsided by leadership because things do pop up. It's hard to get to Topeka from here, or Kansas City for that matter, if there's short notice hearing. So I think we ask our chairs to be reasonable about hearings. I have a hearing with Southern Pioneer and Pioneer Electric this week, but you know, we're talking about people coming from Grant County and Morton County, so we'll try to ask leadership to be a little more reasonable on that.
Yeah, I was on a committee this last week where there was a lot of written testimony that wasn't available on a timely basis, and we went ahead with the hearing, but we also postponed working the bill to give the legislatures more time to study all of the 200 pieces of testimony that came in. So those issues do come up. We're moving fast, and I do think chairs are conscious of those issues and generally make accommodations when there's a need to give the members of the committee more time to consider issues.
Thank you for the question. I am a committee chairman. I try very hard to give at least, before I'm going to have or take public testimony, I'd love to give 2 weeks notice. And part of that has to do with our legislative research in the revisor's office. We went so fast last year that I think our revisors were working a lot of overtime. I received emails at 6:30 in the morning and 11 o'clock at night coming from revisors. I try, after we've had public testimony on a particular bill, and I've had two introduced, and I know 3 more that are coming to my committee. I have 10 days from last Tuesday, and I've already had 2 of those on Tuesday and Thursday. So I have 8 days remaining to hear from 5 groundwater management districts, a report from an 18-month task force, worked 5 bills with public testimony, and allow my committee to take votes on those. It's an extremely aggressive agenda time frame, and honestly, probably our limiting factor besides public notice is how much capacity our legislative research and the revisor's office can have. If I do testimony and I give my committee members a week, they have that week to talk to the revisors if they want to make some type of a motion to amend or change something. I understand it's an extremely quick. Actually, we're doing it in the same number of days we always have. It just seems to be less days on the calendar, which really strains our resources there in the Capitol building.
That's a good point, Jim. I mean, we're on the clock. When we go back Tuesday, it'll be 82 days left, and April 11th is the end of veto session. So if you have issues, I'd encourage you to get to us sooner rather than later.